All right, welcome to Experience JL, the Anti-Guru podcast, where we explore the latest trends, topics, and interesting people. Today, I've got a special guest. Her name is Tisa Melton. She is a poet, self-published author of a poetry book called Ever Evolving and entrepreneur-based out of Virginia. She's currently working on her second book of poetry, and Tisa began writing. I had trouble with your name. Tisa began writing at an early age. She sees poetry as a way to heal the soul, as a means of unapologetic self-expression. She believes that there is no right or wrong way to express yourself through poetry. Her work seeks to inspire others to step out of their comfort zone and live each day as if it's truly their last. When she's not writing, she enjoys spending time with her family, friends, and 2 dogs. She also enjoys fishing and gardening. Tisa, thank you so much for coming on today. I know you're a busy person. We certainly appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, JL, for having me. I'm excited to be here. Definitely thank you. And thank you for such a nice introduction.
Well, I do what I can with what I have, Now, everybody, this is Tisa's first podcast, so please be kind for a little bit, but everybody be kind because it's her first time. But so it says you began writing at an early age. So when did you actually start writing? Or did you start writing poetry right away, or was it just everything?
Actually, I believe it was probably poetry. My first recollections of writing initially was poetry. And I remember, I believe it was in the 5th grade, and we had to write a haiku. And so that really sparked my interest, because with a haiku, you're writing with very limited number of lines and, syllables. So that was a challenge, but I really think that that's what really started to spark my interest in writing.
Okay. So you, ever since the 5th grade, we won't talk about your age, but you're
it's okay. I don't mind telling my age.
But, that's pretty cool. So what is the process? How do you begin writing your poetry? Do you just start writing, or how does that work?
Well, it's funny because my writing process can be anywhere from just a thought that will trigger a title, and then I'll write from the title. And a lot of it is just from what I observe and a lot of just personal experience. But as far as the process itself, and I'm very old school, I have to get out a pen and paper and start to write. Some people can write, just straight to the laptop, but I have to get out a pen and paper because it has to flow from here to my heart, then my hand, and then to write it out.
Got you. I mean, I did that a long time ago, because I've written a couple of books. I used to be in business, and I wrote a cookbook. It was called The Real Weight Loss Solution Cookbook, but I did everything on the computer,
Oh, wow.
But never really sold too many copies of that. I don't know, but that was wow, that was almost 30 years ago when I wrote that book.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So how will your poetry help other people? You talked about helping inspire people to get out of their comfort zone.
Yeah. For me, I hope that it helps people to realize, like you said in the introduction, and I truly believe this, is that there's no right or wrong way to express yourself in poetry. I really feel that the words themselves are healing when you look at the intention of the words and where it's coming from. I hope that it can help individuals realize that it's okay to be exactly who you are, whether you're short, tall, plus size, small, whatever. It's okay, because that's you, and be uniquely you, authentically you. And that's what I hope the poems help people to feel when they read it, because when I wrote them, it was coming straight from my heart, whether it's from my heart by way of what I observed or what I was feeling at the time. And like I said, there's no right or wrong way to it. I'm not a formal writer, if you will.
Right.
I'm sure there may be some of my past English teachers that may cringe a bit at that, but It's not, to me, it just comes out. It's not where I have a very formal process, if you will.
Yeah, I know. You sent me a couple of the poems, and I read them, and I
Mhm.
was like, "Wow, this stuff is really good." Although I'm not a writing critic, but I could
Mhm.
feel uh, your passion
Oh,
uh,
thank you.
writing and stuff. That's what stood out to me was the passion that I saw looking at the words. Because I'm a big reader. I read books.
Mhm.
I read a lot of different books. I try to read about 2 books a month. Don't always get to it, but you know.
Right.
And poetry, maybe I should start reading poetry because I don't read poetry. That's one
Mhm.
genre. I mean, I'd read a lot of technical stuff
Mhm.
and then some, fiction and nonfiction. But most of the fiction is like right now. I'm trying to read the well, that's not really fiction. What was that? Well, the other book I'm trying to read,
Mhm.
the autobiography of Mahatma Gandhi, which is
Okay.
that's a that's a serious read, but because it's a really thick book. But speaking of books, we want to talk
Mhm.
about your book of poetry, Ever
Yes.
Evolve. And you sent me a little bit of information. I say Ever Evolving is a book of poetry written from the heart,
Mhm.
like you said. Every poem has a story behind it, whether it's life experience or your thoughts, feelings, perspectives.
Mhm.
Could you bless us with one of your poems tonight?
Oh, I would be happy to. I would be happy to. And this is the book, Ever Evolving. And you can find it at Barnes and Noble online. It's online only through barnesandnoble.com. And also you can go to my website at tisamelton.com and click the link and it'll take you to the book. So Jill, the one I'll read tonight is actually the very first poem in the book, and it's called Many Layers. I have many layers. I am as complex as one can be. What you see on the outside, it's only a small part of me. My emotions are as varied as the colors of the rainbow. Some days I am frustrated. Some days I just don't know. If you see me smiling in the midst of trouble, I have found a source of inner peace. It is during trials and tribulations that I keep my feelings on a leash. At times, my spirit is worn and I don't know where to turn. When will I take time for myself? When will I ever learn? There are moments when I am stretched to my limits, saying yes when I should have said no. I can't be everything to everyone. Sometimes I have to let go. I have many layers. I'm as complex as one can be. Some think I am superwoman and put their burdens on me. I have many layers and more are added each day. I resolve to take charge of my life and to live it my way. I have many layers. And yes, I'm as complex as only I can be. Don't try to take my layers away. Just accept them as a part of me.
Oh
That's
man,
many layers.
see that? It's going to be a bestseller, guys. Y'all better get this book. Remember, it's
Yes.
ever evolving. And when I took a look at it, you were telling me
Mhm.
about the young lady who did the illustration.
Yes.
She was wonderful. The book is beautiful. It's beautifully written, guys. The illustrations
Yes.
are wonderful. Again, if you want to pick up that book, you can get it on Barnes and Noble. It is online only, so you can't buy a hard copy of the book, but you can
Right.
get. You can't go to Barnes and Noble and buy the book there, but you can get it online.
Mhm.
And also, like she said, you can go to her website, tisamelton.com, and pick that up. Please go and patronize this wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful artist. So,
Thank
so,
you.
so what's next? You told me you were starting on another writing project. So,
Yes.
another book of poetry is what you're gonna be doing.
Yes, it's in its draft form currently. And the name of that poetry book is called Through My Lens. And the artist, Amina Davis, who did the illustrations for this book, will hopefully be working on the illustrations for that as well. Um, and that's one of the projects currently, and a couple of things coming up on the horizon. Have a couple more podcasts in the month of June, and also will be at the Fairfield Library here in Henrico County for the Community Author Showcase on June 26th. So anyone in the area, please come out. I'll be happy to see you and speak with you and meet some folks and have a good discussion about some poems.
Right, great. Now, you also say you're an entrepreneur. What other ventures are you into?
Yes, actually, I'm part owner of an online pet supply business called Rock and Rick's Pet Supplies. And you can definitely go to rockandrickspetsupplies.com. And it's named after two of our dearly beloved fur babies who actually have passed on, but they were just a joy to have. So that's one of the business ventures that currently I'm a part of as well. There's some others, but they'll be coming out pretty soon also.
Yeah, I know. I can tell you're like you say, fur babies. I'm a dog lover, but I haven't owned a dog. I had a dog. Her name was Queenie. My dad bought her when I was 6 years old. She was
Oh,
6.
wow.
She lived for 17 years.
That's
And
long.
she passed away, and I was devastated. I have never owned another pet since, because like you say, they become part of your family.
Yes, they
And,
do.
After that, she was a German Shepherd, beautiful dog. She was all black. She had like silver eyebrows. She was a beautiful dog. But like I said, I love animals, but I just refuse to get another animal that I may have. But I have to bury because 17 years is a long time for
it is. It is. Well, I'll tell you this real quick story, JL, that changed my mind after we lost our fur baby. And my oldest son, I kept saying, I can't get another dog. I can't go through that again. I love Rocky and this, that, and the other. And my oldest son looks at me and he says, Mom, that's selfish. And I'm looking at him like, what is this kid doing telling me I'm selfish, And so he tells me, he says, that's selfish. And I said, why? He said, because he said, it's selfish in that there's so many dogs out there that need a good home. And we've always provided a good home for them. So why not bring another dog into the home that can be loved and taken care of? And I just looked at him and said, wow. I think sometimes we don't realize that we spend so much time trying to teach our children that they teach us as well.
No doubt. That has definitely kind of hit home with me.
Yeah, so it's that's what changed when he said that changed my mind. Yeah. It truly did. And
you consider that at some point in time. I don't know, I'm into farming and I have chickens. And my wife and I were talking about getting a dog because we had 3 of our chickens, some kind of predator killed 3 of them. And we were like, man, if I had a dog out there, that might not have happened. But I don't know, we'll cross that bridge at another time. Well, Tisa, I certainly appreciate you coming on and being a guest with me. Guys, again, make sure you go to, if you can go to Barnes & Noble and pick up her book, or you can go to her website, tisamelton.com, and pick up a copy of this great poetry book. Is there anything else that you want to tell my audience before we close out?
Well, definitely, again, JL, thank you for this opportunity. And definitely thank you to your audience for those who tuned in. I hope to be able to come back on again. And I hope that
we'll definitely do that.
All right, excellent. We will definitely get that scheduled then. But I just want to thank you for the opportunity. And I really and truly hope that everyone gets an opportunity to go to the website and to see what we have going on in some upcoming events, and to see the wonderful artists that are part of the Tisa Melton brand and team. Just want to give them a shout out. We have Amina Davis, who did the illustrations for this book. We have Sandan. We also have Amori Morris, as well as Lizzie Brown, and a wonderful culinary artist, Chef Taj, with Foodie Fridays with Taj. And so these are all wonderful individuals who have been very supportive and helpful as a part of this journey, and a part of the group of creatives that we're looking to have in our community. So again, thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Maybe we can get the whole group in and do something together. Because
hey, I would love that.
We will definitely discuss that at a later date. But again, thank you so much for coming on, guys. This concludes today's episode of my podcast. Join me next time as we continue to explore the latest trends, topics, and interesting people. Remember my 3 R's: respect yourself, respect others, and always, always take full
Won't let you down.
on every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next week. Later.
Thank you.
Down.